coming up on the Making Waves VO podcast.
It seems every time I book a bigger gig like this, a regional or national spot, it's because I just, went out, colored outside the lines or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I just improvised and threw in a few things, and that's what they're looking for because you're so natural and you're so comfortable when you're doing that. Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves. Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves. Making waves.
This is the Making Waves VO podcast with Kevin Kilpatrick and Bobby Maxwell.
Here we are once again, the Making Waves VO podcast, presented by Full Compass, fullcompass.com.
We know VO.
Bobby Maxwell, how are you today?
Good. How's Kevin Kilpatrick?
I'm good all day. All day.
Why are we talking like this?
I have no idea. Because I'm stretching myself, Bobby. I'm just doing different sides of myself that maybe you didn't know about. And that's something that's very important to do in auditions. And that's what we're talking about today. We did an episode like this on the previous incarnation of the podcast, and it was hugely successful. We run down some auditions that we did that booked, and then we discuss why we think they booked. Isn't that a great idea, Bobby?
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea because that's pretty much what we do every single day in the studio. If we're not doing actual bookings, we're on there, going through the auditions of our agents and pay to play and their production houses. So, you can learn some tips from this and see what is booking and what your wheelhouse is that you tend to book a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's go over some numbers because we hear numbers bandied about all the time about booking ratios. And you hear like a standard ratio booking is 1 out of every 100 auditions. I'm okay with that. That's cool. They say if it's the higher level stuff, it might be as little as 1 out of every 200 auditions that you do if it's the bigger stake stuff. And then you hear people on pay to plays that are crushing the pay to play world where they say, I'm booking 1 out of every 20 or so. So that could happen. So the numbers run like that. These numbers are not to make you feel bad or to make you feel good. They just are what they are. And if, depending on what level you are in the voiceover world, if you're with the top agents and management and you're booking 1 out of every 200 or so, I'd say you're doing okay. If you have some regional agents and you're booking 1 out of every 100, I'd say that's fine too. If you're on pay to plays and you're booking 1 out of every 50 or 75, I would say that's fine. And if you're not, maybe it's, an idea to you or a thought that you can have to maybe, brush up on your coaching or, listen to this episode of the Making Waves VO podcast and learn from it and glean something from it.
And I just want to add, as far as you booking and your booking ratio, even if you're getting a like on pay to play or you're getting, you're on hold for one of your agents, you're in the right you're heading in the right direction. So you just have to make it stand out even more. That's going to capture their attention. So those likes and on holds and you're in the, final 3 are all good too. Just keep auditioning.
Yep. Celebrate those wins when you get them. And then when you submit your audition, submit them and then forget about them. Move on to something else. Don't stress over them, that's for sure. I tell you, here's how we're going to do it today, Bobby. We've got some friends of the podcast that have submitted some of their auditions to us that have booked to that we're going to play, so I'm looking forward to that. But we're going to go in this order. We're going to go Bobby first, then Kevin, then voice actor, producer, editor Lacey Deline, then George Washington III, Amy Weis. She doesn't say it Weis, the German way, does she? Amy Weis, we have ways of making you talk. It's Amy Weis.
Weis,
I'm sure she loves it. And then we're going with good friend of the podcast and friend of ours, Rob Reed. And then we're going to put a bow on things with Kevin and Bobby once again there at the end. So, Bobby, would you like to get things started? Would you lead this charge with our first audition? And we're going to go specs first and then the audition.
Okay. So this came through one of my agents, and I was really excited because I rarely book through this agent. So I was just like, yes! But as soon as I got the audition, I was like, oh, you know, Kevin, when you just know that you're going to, at least be in the final, handful of people that they're looking at. And this was one of them because it says, fun character for LG&E, playing a DJ character.
Oh, come on. Come on. That's not a stretch for you.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You just know. Have some fun with this audition. And that was key for me right there. Have some fun with this audition. And this was for a radio spot for a local Kentucky energy company. And
okay.
Yeah, the script, I wish I had the script to give you because it kind of gave you more of the specs and the direction. But just keep that playing a DJ, a fun DJ in mind.
So to recap, fun character VO audition for LG&E, playing a DJ character. Have some fun with this audition. Without further ado, here is Bobby's audition.
Bobby Maxwell. Super hot on the socials tonight. Coming in at number 1, straight out of Lexington, the band What's That Smell? And Baby Left Me Cause of a Gas Leak. Now, it's important, y'all. Dead plants near healthy vegetation could be a gas leak. So what do? Leave the area, call 911 and LG&E at 502-589-1444 and get out of there.
I love that, Bobby. I'm just, in the interest of time, I'm just going to play the first take that you did, unless you need me to play the second take.
No.
I started cracking up immediately because you did have fun with that. You did have fun with that. And so I'm going to give you my 2 cents on why I think that booked, and congrats on that booking. That was a fun gig. And you had a leg up on almost everybody else that would have done that audition.
You think?
Bobby.
How many years did I work in radio?
Yeah, and it started cracking me up. But, the key to it was fun. Fun was the key word in those specs, and you were having fun with that, and because it was something to run in Kentucky, Bobby put some Kentucky flavor on it.
Well, it did say it was a country format as well, so Listen to me, his whale.
Yeah, I know. And Bobby normally does not have a country accent, but now that she's from Ohio, which is right there on the Kentucky border.
Right.
So, she can dial into that Kentucky, pretty easy. And now, especially being in the Nashville area, you can dial into that.
And my best friend's from Louisville, so it's pretty easy.
Oh, my gosh.
And you know why I think I booked that? And this is so important, and I should do it more, Kevin, and I know you're really good about this. I improvised.
Yes.
It seems every time I book a bigger gig like this, a regional or national spot, it's because I just went out, colored outside the lines or whatever. Mm-hmm. I just improvised and threw in a few things, and that's what they're looking for because you're so natural and you're so comfortable when you're doing that.
I love it, Bobby. I echo that 100,000 times. And especially if they're like, look for those key words in there. Have fun with it. Want somebody that sounds like an everyday person. They'll even say sometimes, improv welcome. Look for those clues. And please, by all means, throw it in there. I will even take a script and I will massage it, and I'll put in parenthetically like some different things I can throw in there. Now, I've kind of placed them there already ready to go, but I don't rehearse the improv. Like I see that line that I put in there and added, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can throw that in there. That's an improv line that they didn't write, and I'll just add it, and that adds my own little flavor. And that's key. That's key.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's move on to Kevin's audition.
All right, Bobby. Love it, love it, love it. I've got, here we go. Some key characteristics we are looking for. American sounding without an overly identifiable regional accent. Sounds mature, not overly youthful. Sounds relatable, authentic, and conversational. Not overly manly or newscaster-like. Can convey inquisitiveness, empathy, confidence, and trustworthiness. Oh, what causes a curve down there? Is it Peyronie's disease? Will it get worse? How common is it? Who can I talk to? How do I fix this? Stop typing and start talking. Okay, that's enough. Bobby, I have a bent penis commercial that is running right now. And that is that.
Gosh. Is it national?
Yes. I saw it. I was watching Major League Baseball the other night on the MLB channel. It's running on a lot of sports channels and stuff like that. And it's just so hilarious to be watching my Cardinals, and then all of a sudden Kev comes on. Why is it bent down there?
Do you think any of your buddies that were watching knew it was you and were just dying in their living room?
I have no idea, but they know now if they're listening. So, but I mean, you heard the specs. Why do you think that book for me? I think I dialed into the question part, the inquisitiveness of it.
Absolutely, and you got into character mode. And we tend to go announcer a lot, but you totally got into character mode. You were like, I felt like I was right there, and that you're like looking down at yourself.
I
literally looking down at yourself.
I literally did that during the audition, and I'm like, well, it's not, but let's pretend like it is. Why is it crooked down there?
That is hilarious.
So there's that. So there's that.
Yeah. And this happened when you booked your wasn't it like a sandwich or what was it? It was a food item that you booked, and it was a national spot. And you, I think you were in the
Barrel?
Cheese. It was cheese.
Yeah, the Cracker Barrel cheese. Yeah.
Yeah, and you were just so into character, and that's great when you do that because it's so natural, and you can tell that you definitely have some acting background, but congrats.
Well,
That's
thank
hilarious.
you very much. It's like, whenever I feel confident and superhuman-like when I book those things, it's because I have really immersed myself in the scene, and I've really connected with the script. And that's what it is all about, my friends, every single time.
Don't go anywhere. The Making Waves VO podcast returns in a moment.
This is Katie Lee, and you've got the best VO podcast in all of the land right here. The Making Waves VO podcast with Kevin and Bobby. Enjoy.
Oh, Bobby, vacation season is upon us. A lot of people are going to be going on vacation, and a lot of us voice actors need to take travel gear with us. And good thing our friends at Full Compass have everything you need for traveling, like the iRig. Bobby, you know about the iRig, right?
I do know about the iRig, but I am an Android person. But you have an iPhone, right?
Yes, I have an iPhone, and a lot of people do have an iPhone. And if you go to fullcompass.com, just go into their search and just type in iRig, all one word, and all the products come up. And you're going to see all the different varieties of iRig things they have, which are great for traveling. They're compact, they're portable, they provide you with good quality sound. If you need something small and compact and sometimes emergency situations, they're going to have it for you at Full Compass.
Yeah, speaking of compact, I use the Focusrite for the road, the Scarlet, and it's just so tiny. I can put all of my gear in just a little carry-on case that I kind of shove underneath my feet on the plane. So they have the Scarlet, they have the 2i2, the 3i3. I mean, they've got just about every Focusrite product you can imagine at Full Compass.
I love the Focusrite myself because, like you said, it's compact, and it is my go-to interface to take with me when I'm traveling. But if you're not traveling and you're more concerned about, hey, what are some long-term solutions for my sound, Kev? I'll tell you, Auralex products. Auralex are, I think they're the best, right?
Yeah, they are really good.
There are some other comparable products for treating sound. And now when we're talking about Auralex products, we're not talking about blocking out sound so much, but absorbing that echo sound that you might get in an untreated space. And here's the good news. For a limited time, Full Compass has some Auralex products on sale. So again, go to the search bar in the Full Compass page and type in Auralex. Let me do it right now so I can do it along with you. Auralex, Auralex. And all these wonderful products come up, pages and pages of wonderful products. And some of them, Bobby, are on sale.
Ooh. Well, Full Compass always has the low price guarantee, so that's always a great thing. They have free shipping on anything over $49, which if you're getting a whole road gear kit, that's covered right there. And they always have their friendly, free expert assistance at Full Compass.
Call them at 1-800-356-5844 and talk to a sales consultant.
Or go to fullcompass.com.
Full Compass, fullcompass.com.
We know VO.
And now, back to Making Waves. Without further ado, let's move on. Our good friend Lacey Deline, who is editor and producer of the podcast and also an amazing voice actor, has sent us an audition that she booked. And Bobby, do you have the specs on that?
I do. I'm so glad we're doing a video game one, too. This is fun. So the specs say her name is Violet. She's young, 8 years old. Standard American accent. And the summary of it, young Violet suddenly emerged due to the trauma that Hazel experienced after her mother's death. She's cold, capable, and unafraid to challenge authority figures to get her way. However, she does still retain the inherent vulnerability that exists within a child and exhibits this sensitive side when she's cornered.
I love it. Here we go.
Lacey Deline, young Violet.
Will I truly forget this, Daddy? If you can't protect her and care for her, then just leave it to me from now on. Let me out! Please, let me out! Let me out! Let me out, please! Let me out!
Lacey is so good. Lacey is so good. Lacey's an actor, Bobby. You know, we come from radio. Lacey comes from being an actor. I mean, that's all I can say about that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Lacey's got such chops for animation and video game work. It's remarkable. And, you know, you felt connection with that character, and it was everything you read in the specs right there.
And I know about her age, and she nailed an 8-year-old voice. So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. And yeah, plus the acting was just spot on. So,
Excellent work.
I can see why she booked it. Definitely.
Yeah, congrats to Lacey on that, and continued much success. And if I could just brag for one hot second, Lacey had submitted another consideration for this podcast, but she booked another cool animation project based on her demo. She booked it straight from the demo, and Lacey and I collaborated on that and produced that together. So I'm proud to have been involved in the production of her demo that helped her book an animation gig.
That's amazing. Congratulations. She's so talented. And she's still young, too. So who knows
stuff.
how far she's going to go. Yeah.
The future is so bright, she better wear shades. That's all I'm going to say. All right, Bobby, we're going to go to North Carolina now. Our good friend George Washington III. I had the honor of spending the weekend with George a couple of weekends ago. We both did a workshop together in L.A., and he Bobby, he's one of the good guys.
He's one of the nicest guys in this business. Love George.
He really is. George sent us an audition that he did, and it's for State Farm. It's a State Farm project that he booked. And let me read the specifications for that. State Farm, let's get ready to bundle. Narrator male. High energy on this one, just like an announcer at a wrestling or boxing event.
Oh, my gosh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bundle event. Entering now, our undisputed tag team champions. Weighing in at 2 tons, it's the silver midsize SUV. And measuring in at 2,000 square feet, it's the 3-bed, 2-bath mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle!
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that ending just like
I got a
cemented
little
it.
chill there, Bobby. and that I think that probably sealed the deal because he nailed the energy that they were looking for. And I bet State Farm had to pay copyright for that because they're very protective of Let's Get Ready to Rumble.
Oh, yeah. And George's natural voice is so booming. So he had that part of it down. But to hear him go into, like you said, the very end of it was just like, oh, yeah, my head is not about insurance. My head is in the boxing ring.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, we see clearly why that one booked. Great job, George, nailing those specs. And then at the end, he hit a home run with that Let's Get Ready to Bundle line, which is their tag, which is the hook. And that's everything they wanted to hear, I bet.
Yeah. Great job, George. I totally see why he booked it.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Right.
Now let's go to Bobby's former hometown of Cincinnati to your friend Amy Weis. Does she like it when I do the German interpretation of her name?
I
Amy
doubt
Weis. Amy, we have ways of making you talk.
Amy Weis. So Amy has that that great mom. Talk about sweet people. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Amy mad at anybody or, scream or curse or anything like this. She's just such a sweetheart, and she's so talented. So she was auditioning for Cuisinart's indoor pizza oven, and this was on Pay to Play, and the specs were pretty basic. Family pizza night, mom vibe, pretty much that. And I also want to add that Amy not only booked this, she didn't have to record it. She didn't have to have a session. They used the audition audio, which is awesome.
And that's just a bonus, isn't it, when they do that? Oh, my gosh. All right, are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Amy Weis.
Another excuse, reason, for my family to crave a little pizza time? Well, I've got one. My Cuisinart indoor pizza oven. Right here and always ready to bake up some bubbly, cheesy, savory sauciness with that perfect artisan crispy crust. It's great for snack time, dinner time, game time, me time, and we time. Now it's always time for home-baked pizza. Anytime pizza is here, and especially right here.
Oh, my gosh, that was so warm. That was so nice.
She is the quintessential mom character there, and it's not. She books so many of those characters. She does amusement parks and just family events, and she's also really, really big in e-learning. And her voice is so easy to listen to. I can totally see why she does that. But nailed it.
It's just such a mom. Such a warm mom, and just you see her right there in the kitchen and talking about the Cuisinart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great stuff. No wonder that book. Great work, Amy. Thank you for contributing to our podcast today.
This is the Making Waves VO podcast with Kevin Kilpatrick and Bobby Maxwell. I, on the other hand, am Eric Romanowski of Ear Blowing Audio, and I don't know the first thing about podcasts other than that you should keep listening to this one.
Okay, who's next? Oh. Hey, Kevin.
Rob
Hey,
Reed.
brother. Hey, how you doing, brother? It's Rob Reed, Texas Rob Reed. Let me pull that up. And Rob is a great commercial voice actor. Rob does a crap ton of radio imaging. Bobby, by the way, did you know that crap ton is an actual unit of measurement? It goes from smallest to biggest. It goes crap ton, shit ton, fuck ton. Okay. I didn't know if you knew that. But yeah, that's the deal on that. That's how that works. You can look it up. It's right there along with the Dewey Decimal System. Let's go. All right, so let's do the specs on Rob. I love that we're doing all these different genres, Bobby. But Rob he's a commercial voice. He does radio imaging, but he also is a great narrator.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read you the specs on this. This is for a project called Life on the Water, a docuseries that would be airing on Discovery, Bally Sports, and Waypoint TV, now in its second season. They are looking for a narrator for an outdoor show. Wow. And that's everything else is just the logistics of where it's going to run. And there's no real direction. They just gave a reference. And I've actually watched this. I've watched my good friend Rob performing this, and he does a fantastic job. But it's a fishing show. It's a fishing show is what it is. And here, Rob looked at the reference video, and this is Rob's take.
Whether traveling in Alaska by land, sea, or air, one cannot escape its greatness. Over 2 million visitors arrive here every year to take in the mountains, rivers, glaciers, and coastlines, and to enjoy the hunting, fishing, and wildlife viewing not found anywhere else.
Wow.
Oh, he's so laid back and so Texas, even though he's not originally from Texas.
He's been in Texas so long.
Yeah, he does a lot of truck commercials, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So he's just got that relaxed, laid back kind of vibe, but perfect for that kind of project.
Yeah, that is such a great storytelling audition right there. And, it puts you right in there, and you can see the guys getting ready for their fishing trip and all this stuff. And and I love how, because Rob's got this big booming voice, like when he does radio imaging or sometimes when he does like car spots and stuff like that. He throws it out there. He flexes his muscle. And this, though, was so laid back and so internal and just like a little more in your head. And Rob, let the pictures do the work. Let the pictures do the heavy lifting as you do with documentary narration and in-show narration stuff. And then the
Is that the one he booked the series? It's ongoing?
Yeah, that's the series.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And let me get the name of that again. Oh, Life on the Water. Check it out. You can look it up. But yeah, I just love the natural laid-back storytelling vibe, and he let the pictures do the heavy lifting, and then he's just there to support the visuals in just telling a story. That's why that booked.
Exactly. All right, we got to move on to Kevin. We're going to go back to a commercial spot, correct?
Yeah, Bobby, this was a spot that I got, and it's currently running all across the land, and it's a radio spot. And I was super proud to get this gig because it's for a huge brand. And the specs are likable, approachable, confident, friendly, knowledgeable, able to take direction, and with impeccable comedic timing.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Kevin being comedic.
It's Kevin Kilpatrick. So let's be clear. When it comes to shipping internationally, can I provide trade documents electronically? Okay. And what if I want picture proof to know when my shipment has reached my customers? All right. Is there a regulatory specialist who can walk me through the ins and... But let's say that... So every time you hear me, I'm getting interrupted by the lady going FedEx, FedEx. FedEx.
Oh,
FedEx.
Okay.
So that's why I'm getting interrupted, and that's why, that's the comedy part of it came in. And I had a blast doing that session. Stephanie, I'm going to butcher her last name, Stephanie Brokert, Brochart, something like that. She played my counterpart in that, and she was just fantastic. She was just dead serious, FedEx.
Well, I think that I can, just like the previous spot that you did, I can see you in your booth, like on that one, like scratching your head. You put a lot of physicality into your auditions, don't you?
Oh,
if it calls for it.
I do, because in real life, like right now, I'm throwing my hands around like I just talk that way, and I think it translates to the actual audio. If you're sitting there stiff, it's going to come across like that. Now, sometimes it may call for being stiff and reserved. I was with, I'll tell you, I was working with Dave Walsh a couple of weekends ago, and he goes, Kevin, I don't think he'll mind me telling this, but I was doing this promo read for him, and I was trying to get warm and emotional and stuff. And he said, Kevin, take your left hand, put it in front of you, take your right hand, and gently caress the top of your left hand while you're doing the read. And it calmed me down so much, and it made me want to talk like this. And it was just a physical thing. But it's all these little different things that add up, Bobby. And I'm very physical. And so I was able to get into that character. I'm pretending like I'm the guy that's a little skeptical about, okay, can FedEx really do all this stuff? And that's kind of where I was going with that. So yeah, a lot of fun on that project.
Great job. Congratulations. I can totally see why you booked it.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You don't want to miss what's next. Making Waves returns momentarily.
Hi, everyone. This is voice actor Karin Gilfrey, and you're listening to my awesome friends Kevin and Bobby on the amazing Making Waves VO podcast.
Full Compass is your one-stop destination for cutting-edge audio, video, and lighting solutions. With nearly 50 years of industry expertise, we offer a vast selection of high-quality equipment, from microphones, recording interfaces, and software, to audio accessories, monitors, headphones, and other pieces to help you find your ideal sound. Our trained product experts are here to help every step of the way with unmatched customer service. You'll also get free same-day shipping, flexible financing options, and a low-price guarantee. Visit us online at fullcompass.com or call 800-356-5844 today.
And now back to Making Waves.
Before we wrap up, we got one more to go with Bobby. I can't wait to hear this one because this might be the climax of the episode.
It's not so much funny. It's just this type of audition doesn't come around very often. But when it does, you just kind of smile. It said accident insurance. The specs were for a female young adult or a female adult. And it's an explainer video. Pretty much all it said. Then it says voice and tone should be similar to this. And it was a Vimeo.
We understand that ensuring your clients receive their case-related medications while also keeping track of these expenses can be a real pain. Certified records free online.
Hold on a second. You are the reference.
Yes. Like I said,
that's the dream. That's the dream.
It doesn't come around very often. I know of people who have done this, but when you hit that button and you go, oh my gosh.
I would be like, if I don't effing get this audition,
exactly,
I'm going to throw a plate against the wall.
So, of course, in the audition where you write your little spiel, I said, hey, I'm the voice in the reference audio. Because it was pay to play. And I'm sure they get so many auditions. And I said, but here's my take on this script. So, it took a couple of weeks, though, Kevin, and I thought, I didn't get my own reference spot. But it took him a few weeks because, hey, the clients decided to go back with you. So,
okay, stand by.
Are you overwhelmed by the complexity of managing your clients' injury-related medications and expenses? Enter Trial Scripts, a solution that takes away the pain. With Trial Scripts, your clients can use our prescription card to access medications with no upfront out-of-pocket costs.
Oh, Bobby. That's the dream. I'm so glad you did not tell me what was going on. I'm like, okay, yeah, it'll be a good one to end on, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So when you hit that level, you just kind of go, oh, I guess I'm doing okay.
I've made it. Now, the funny thing is, I have heard of people that have been referenced and they have auditioned for their own thing, but the client didn't actually want them. They wanted someone with the same attitude, the same kind of vibe, but somebody different. I'm trying to think. He does on camera. He's a big actor. Stand by.
Good luck, Lacey.
Bobby, J.K. Simmons. I was thinking about J.K. Simmons. He tells this story. He was on it was either Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon or one of those shows. And he was talking about in a voiceover audition that he was referenced and he auditioned but did not get the spot. Can you imagine J.K. Simmons not getting it?
Yeah. And you got to wonder, are they wanted that sound, but sometimes, they're either changing up their branding or they just want a fresh voice, but they still want it in the same vein. But yeah, that would be kind of they had you as the reference.
Oh
but
my gosh.
It happens, like you said. Hey, and speaking of auditions and what it takes for you to book and then you booking the spot, Kevin, the One Voice conference in Dallas is coming up in August. And this past week, actually a couple of weeks ago, they opened up the awards submissions. And it's awesome because they're free and there's so many categories that you can submit an audition in. And I think they limit to you like 8 though. And even if you win an award, because didn't you win an award there?
No, I didn't, Bobby. I was nominated for 2, but I did not. But I will be submitting again this year. But
they don't have to pay for the award either.
Correct.
I mean,
it is
so you do the free submission.
Free to get the hardware.
Right. Yeah. You can go to one-voice-awards-USA-2024/ Just put in onevoiceconference.com and then go to the awards.
Yeah, but you'll find it all.
Yeah, so can I mention a couple of the categories real quick?
As long as you give the full website address, http:// www. Yeah, please give some of the categories. I love the way they're set up at One Voice because they do have a great variety of categories, but it's a good number of categories without going way over the top. Like
exactly.
Some award shows, they will do best audiobook for narrator narrating about a burrito. Like, I mean, it's and you'll get 20 submissions. No,
I know.
But go ahead.
And they just announced also they're having entirely separate Spanish awards, so that there'll be the submissions for that. If you're,
that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it.
Yeah. So, like some of the categories: outstanding live event announcer, voice of God, political commercial, best overall performance. They have some of them are divided into male and female. I like that. Radio commercial, best performance, female, and then of course male. They've got best performance of a demo reel, best performance in an audiobook. So many great categories. So there's got to be something for you. But yeah, you can send in multiple nominations and then, hope you book it.
Yeah, and it's a nice party, too. It's not near as big as the one they have in LA and New York, but I kind of like the more intimate nature of it. There's a few hundred people there, and the party moves. It just moves. You have a dinner while you're sitting there, and then they get the thing going, and then it just moves. And there's some good entertainment, and you're not bored to tears. It moves. They keep it moving. They keep the train
I remember
going.
you telling me that it was an entirely different atmosphere than other award shows. But didn't you have a really nice dinner too?
Yeah, we had a very nice
dinner.
I think
I remember Deborah saying that.
Yeah, I was at the table with so many cool people. Ryder was at our table. Chris Burnett was at our table. I was at our table. And met
you
so
were at
many
your
other,
table?
I was at my table. I'm talking about all the cool people, Bobby. You know how that goes.
Oh, that one went right over my head.
It was a great time, though. But what did we learn about auditions today, Bobby?
I think totally don't be worried about taking a chance. Just improvise, go for it, do something that you normally wouldn't do and try to stand out. And also kind of, on the other vein, pick things that you excel at so your chances are better that you are going to be chosen. What do you think? What's your advice or what's your take?
Pretty much the same thing. Don't be afraid to take chances. And the hardest part for a lot of us is figuring out what makes us unique, how we can bring our own uniqueness to the auditions, because that's the kind of stuff that does stand out. And whatever that magic sauce is, try to find your uniqueness, what makes you you, and then apply that to the audition, and then forget about it. Forget about it. Get ready to crush the next one. Try to make every audition the best audition you've ever done. Submit it, then forget it. The other thing, P.S., folks get sloppy with the specs and the labeling parameters.
Oh,
that matters. That matters. If you're somebody that thinks, it doesn't matter, so I put a dash instead of a hyphen, or I put a dash instead of an underscore, they don't care. They care. They care.
Well, it's going to stick out in their file. I mean, they're going to have bum, 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 and then you're sticking out and they're going, they didn't follow directions. Why would they be able to follow directions in a session?
That's it, 100%. So, folks, get better at that if you're not perfect at it already. Pay attention to how they want you to label stuff and how they want you to slate. If they want you to slate, do I slate with just my name? Do I slate with just my name and agency? Do I slate at the back end? Do I slate at the front end? These are the kind of things that you need to follow along and make sure you are doing perfectly, because A, it's going to piss your agent off. It's going to piss him off. If you're not following those. And B, if you're submitting these on casting sites and you can't follow those parameters, if they give you those, it's just like Bobby said, they're going to be like, well, they can't follow directions. So how are they going to follow directions in a live directed session?
Right. And make sure your audio is clean, clean, clean. And 3 words to sum it all up. Break a lip. Good luck.
This Making Waves VO podcast presented by Full Compass and FullCompass.com.
We know VO.
Bobby, what are we going to do next? It's going to be a wild card episode of the next Making Waves VO podcast, right?
Yeah. We'll have to come up with something really good.
And it's going to be good. Don't you worry. You just hide and watch. It's going to be good. It's going to be real good.
Real good. I'm putting on my country DJ.
Exactly. Way to put a bow on it, Bobby. Great work today. See you next week.
See ya.
The Making Waves VO podcast is produced by K2 Media Productions with hosts Kevin Kilpatrick and Bobby Maxwell. Sound design and editing by Jason Traver. Production assistance by Lacey Deline. Publicity and social media by Shannon Scott and Silas Phillips. Be sure to subscribe to the Making Waves VO podcast on your favorite platform. For all episodes, merchandise, gear, and more, visit makingwavesvo.com. Until next time, I'm AJ McKay. Keep making waves.